Hi and welcome to this reading. Today's reading, I'm pulling on an energy of somebody who is returning with an apology and an offer of love. And I don't know whether you can hear the plane that's going over. Things happen for a reason. So when I woke up this morning, the first song that I heard was Shape of My Heart. Now I think it's a Backstreet Boys song. Looking back on the things I have done, I was trying to be someone, played my part, kept you in the dark. Now let me show you the shape of my heart. That was what I was hearing. And I literally had just woken up and I've not heard that song in not a long time, but a long time. It just popped into my head. The other song I got when I did the pre-shuffle was Belinda Carlisle's Light On. Baby, leave the light on for me. So I've done a pre-shuffle of your cards. I was called to shuffle each deck 8 times. When I do my pre-shuffle, oftentimes it's just a number pops into my head. The number 8 popped into my head. Now the number 8 is manifestation in numerology. But this year we had the 888 portal. So it's karmic abundance, karmic retribution, maybe somebody realizing, looking back on the things that I've done. So I'm going to get into the messages that were coming through and a bit more about these cards which frame this reading. But first, if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. A bit about me first. I'm an intuitive tarot reader. I pick up on energy prior to a reading. I will then come and use my tarot and oracle decks to further clarify the message. All of the decks that I use on my channel are my own designs because I am an illustrator. If you are called to any of those, the links to them can be found in the description box. All of my readings are timeless, so whenever you stumble across this reading, you're meant to find it. Could be your energy or somebody coming towards you, somebody that you're dealing with. Please take it as it resonates. Don't make it fit. So when I did the pre-shuffle, the cards that came out, obstacles are lessons in disguise, karmic cycle, number 8, and telepathy. Something that somebody has been in or knowingly put themselves in. Looking back on the things I had done, I was trying to be someone. Perhaps following the crowd, trapped in illusion. I played my part. So they know that they've done it. Whether they've walked away from you because they wanted to invest in something else and they didn't feel like you could be a part of it, or they were already a part of it and didn't feel like they could include you in it. Obstacles are lessons in disguise. Whatever it was an obstacle in connecting with you, but they were still connecting with you, and you may or may not be aware of it, and they may or may not be aware of it. Telepathy. This is a soul contract between two people that goes into the higher realms. So even if you were separate, you were still connected telepathically. Now, please excuse that noise. That's the kids next door playing in the backyard. It's a Saturday morning here. And I think they're banging on some drums. I just heard this person beats to the sound of your heart. This person's heart beats to the sound of your heart. Obstacles are lessons in disguise. Now, this angel wanted to come out when I did my pre-shuffle. Number 17, Lavia, prophetic dreams and lover of the arts. Perhaps this person has been receiving messages about you, about this relationship, about the obstacles and the lessons. Karmic cycle is the end of a karmic cycle, which is the world card, but the other cards that play out a karmic cycle in the tarot are all the 10s. The 1010 portal may have been in some sort of significance in this connection. The 1010 portal is a realignment of people on the soulmate journey, people that are in separation, two people traveling on two individual paths, telepathically connected, but individual paths, learning their own individual lessons. And then the 1010 portal puts them on the same track. It's like it diverts it on the same track. As one or both of you, and in this instance, I think it's one person, starts to realize that the track that they were driving on isn't going to take them to a destination that they want anymore. Looking back on the things I'd done, I was trying to be someone. That destination is not where they want to be anymore. They want to be on the same track with you. Now, once this alignment happens, and that happens at the 1010 portal, or in and around the 1010 portal, you're then on the same track. You may not be together, but at least you're traveling on the same road, with the intent that this person now knows that the destination they want to be at is you. Now, the reason why I paused there, and I was talking about the 1010 portal, maybe 3 years ago. Yeah, it would be 3 years ago. On the night of the 1010 portal, the house across the street from us, for whatever reason, their house had a strong electrical current and it tripped the power. It blew something, the little power box at the front of their house, caught on fire, and it tripped the power for the whole street. The whole street was out for days. An epiphany, an awakening. This person's had an epiphany, prophetic dreams, something that's tripped their power. And I was reminded of that because late last night, it's been really hot here, and so I decided to wait until it was a bit cooler. So really late last night, I plugged my stand-up steamer in to steam some clothes. And for some reason, it tripped the whole power in the house. A switch has been flipped in this person. Lover of the arts, prophetic dreams. Now, lover of the arts is somebody, so that's music, that's literature, that's film. Perhaps this person is receiving messages, and might be telepathically through you. You could be watching the same movies without even knowing. You could be listening to the same songs without even knowing. If you're singing a song, they're singing the same song, telepathically connected. And it's this magnetic pull that's actually drawing you back together. But I think it's being orchestrated from above. And the reason that I say that is because there is a whole heap of light activations that are happening at the moment globally because the sun is going nuts in the sky. There are all of these coronal mass ejections. I will link in the video. There's a guy that I watch, Stefan Burns. He's a physicist, but he's also very into astrology and very into how all of this affects us on a spiritual level. And what's happening at the moment is there's these huge explosions happening on the sun, which is sending light and energy to the earth, which is upgrading, illuminating things, looking back on the things I had done, illuminating things, giving people epiphanies as to where they went wrong. Well, not where they went wrong, because nothing is ever wrong. Everything is just a lesson. I've got that song, I woke up and I had fallen in love. You build me, you bring me out again, you build me. I'll find it and I'll pop it in the description. Now, those 3 songs, Light On by Belinda Carlisle, Shape of My Heart, and whatever song this is, and whatever other song that I channel, they will be in the description, and you can check out the lyrics. There might be more messages in them, or oftentimes there's messages in the album cover the name of the band, the album cover, the name of the song, the lyrics of the song, or often the music video. Songs that come through just aren't about the lyrics. Prophetic dreams and lover of the arts. Maybe you connect on the same level, and this is what this person is realizing. You actually connect with them more than whoever they were surrounding themselves with. Please try and forgive me. Looking back on the things I had done, I was trying to be someone. Perhaps I fell into the wrong crowd. I don't know whether I said that before. My brain's a little foggy in this reading. I'm just getting so many messages in. I was trying to be someone, played my part, which means that they knew or they know that what they were investing in, and that brings me back to this card. Now, 17 is the star card. If we're looking at just numbers, 17 is the star card, which is a card of healing, but it's also a card of destiny, of fate. Things that this person had to go through in order to get back to you. I admit that I was blind, trying to be somebody. Who is that? It's another song. I'll work it out. I'll work it out and put it in the description. But this is Lavia, prophetic dreams, lover of the arts, and this particular angel aligns with the 10 of swords. Now, the 10 of swords is karmic completion, a lesson that has been learnt, a cup of love that is now going to be offered in conjunction with an apology. I just heard I messed up big time. The 10 of swords is the sun in Gemini. The card of the major arcana for Gemini is the Lover's card. These light codes coming in are an awakening that they've had, that they made the wrong choice, and it's actually you that they want. I used to be called the choice card, or the Lovers used to be called the choice card in the tarot. It's now called the Lovers. They made the wrong choice. Gemini is also a card of communication. Maybe leave the light on for me. And they've got to come in and do it, because otherwise they're worried you're going to turn the light off. Now, at the moment, we've got these light codes coming in. They're expecting big auroras again. And I am going to do another reading on it. And what I heard was they want you to give them the green light. Because as I said, the Lover's card used to be called the choice card. They've made a choice, or they've had an understanding because of a choice that they made. They've now learnt from that and are coming to offer you a cup of love and an apology, the Page of Cups. But there's two people in a relationship. It's not that simple. You also have a choice when they arrive as to whether you accept that apology and accept that cup of love and give them the green light for this relationship to continue. And it actually ties in beautifully at the moment, because I think the supermoon, which is a moon that's very, very close to the earth, the supermoon in Taurus, which is on the 15th of November, the energetic new year is the 11/11 portal, so a couple of days beforehand, which is the soulmate, the Four of Wands in the tarot, the soulmate card, the marriage card, the union of two people. And it doesn't have to be physically, but the marriage card is a celebration of the coming back together of two people that have been on two separate roads in alignment now, coming into alignment, which, as I said, doesn't necessarily mean coming into union, because that's you. You've got the choice. The Lover's card. This is the sun in Gemini. You're now illuminated to what happened with this person. So you now have the choice as to whether things progress. And what's actually beautiful, and I was starting to talk about it when my brain is just going off in 50 different tangents at the moment. So the 15th is the supermoon, and the supermoon is in Taurus. back when the new moon was in Taurus at the beginning of the year, there was a huge, huge solar storm. And it was due to the moon and the sun and some sort of conjunction with Uranus. Uranus, shocking events. That's the planet of shocking events. And there was a big solar storm that projected these beautiful auroras. Huge big solar storm that projected these huge auroras, that green light. Now, the same planets are in play around the supermoon, so we're going to get potentially that beautiful green light again. But the other thing that's at play at the moment is in, is it the Gulf of Mexico? That big, where the asteroid hit that ended the dinosaurs. I'm pretty sure it's the Gulf of Mexico. In between Mexico and Florida. There's a hurricane in there at the moment, which is kind of swirling around. What are we today? I think we're 9/11. We're 9/11 today. The 11th of November. The 9th of November today, which for me is just one of those numbers that has been coming up and up and up and up. In fact, yesterday when I walked outside and my husband was watching something, and I turned my eyes for a second. He was watching a movie called Killer, I think. I don't know, he watches some random stuff. I turned my eyes for a second, and on the screen, a phone came up, and the number's 911. Somebody was about to call 911. And that was literally the only part of the movie. Messages and everything. But at the moment in the Gulf of Mexico, and I'm assuming it's the Gulf of Mexico. If it's not, please excuse me. There's a hurricane called Raphael. Now, Raphael is an angel who you pray to. Raphael heals the sick, healing this connection. But Raphael's color is green. This connection again with green. Interesting. Okay, let's get some cards. Let's find out a bit more about this person. Let's find out about, what do I want to use? I want to use, I'm going to use this one. So this is my Lovebirds Tarot deck. This is about two people that are in separation. Now, in this instance, look at that on the bottom, Ace of Cups. In this instance, that's a divine blessing from the man upstairs. In this instance, in this deck, this is somebody that's keeping them apart. So a devil energy that's keeping two people apart. But here, we've got somebody who's saying, I actually played my part in it, played my part, kept you in the dark. Okay, I want to know the energy around this person. The Emperor. Judgment. And look, we've got the Ten of Swords coming out again. The Ten of Swords. Okay, so in this particular deck, is that them? I was trying to be someone. Unbalanced Emperor energy is, I think of the Emperor's new clothes. Maybe being told the wrong thing by the wrong people. Being made a laughing stock. Because they realised that the connections that they were making had no substance, I want to say. Judgment of themselves. Now in this particular deck, this is these two people who make the decision to break away from any devil energy around them. And in this case, it's her father. And for him, he works for her father. So they make the decision to run away, knowing that if they're caught, it's an old story. It's called the Lovebirds Tarot. It's actually the willow tree design, the willow tree pattern that you'll find on many, many teacups. And they make the decision to break away from the karmic ties, the karmic cycle that they're kept in, and come together And God calls judgment and turns them into a pair of birds, which is the Ace of Cups on the bottom, so that they can fly away to their freedom. This person that we're talking about here is at the point in this karmic cycle where they're making a stand. Now that could be that Emperor energy here. They're making a stand because the North Node is in Aries. Aries is the Emperor, where you are headed because of karmic lessons, a realization that where you were, I want to say, has got no substance. So we've got the Ten of Swords here and the Ten of Swords here, the Sun in Gemini. But for this guy here, and if it comes out in the cards, for this guy here, he has to wait on the stairs. They're both on their own individual journey. He has to wait at the top of these stairs for her to arrive, and she has to do the same. So they've both got a decision as to whether they make that journey forward, and then they hold hands and they run. The Sun in Gemini, a decision he makes, and then a decision that you make once this person comes towards you as to whether you're going to take their hand and run with them. The energy around this person, whatever it is around them, has put them in the mindset that they're willing to give it a go, no matter what the judgment. Okay, let's have a look at, if we were viewing this person, how would we perceive them on the exterior, in and around the people that they are with? Nine of Wands. Look at that card. Obstacles are lessons in disguise. Now, nines are completion, tens are karmic completion. Perhaps this is, I should have been the Emperor. I should have made the decision to leave earlier than I did. Now, interesting that I say that, because last night when I was going to sleep, I kind of lay down, I closed my eyes, and then really, really strongly, I heard the word Rip Van Winkle. I was like, what does that mean? I don't even know. I mean, I've heard that, Rip Van Winkle, but I don't know the story or anything like that. And again, I'm going to probably pull a broad, I want to do a bit more meditation on it, but I looked it up just before this reading. The story of Rip Van Winkle is somebody who, I think a magician comes along and gives him something to drink, and he falls asleep, and he wakes up, he wakes up at the end of the American Revolution and realizes he's missed the whole thing. Somebody slow to realize the spiritual journey that they were on with somebody slow to realize that the people around them were actually not good for them, or the situations that they'd put themselves in, what they were working towards, either wasn't going to bring the rewards that they wanted, or maybe wasn't aligning with them spiritually. The Nine of Wands is the moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius major arcana is, look at that, the Two of Cups on the bottom. Sagittarius major arcana is the Temperance card. Wasn't going to bring them balance, was keeping them unbalanced, but it was part of a karmic cycle. And I just got the analogy of, it's not until you get in the car and go to drive it that you realize the tire's flat. It's once you're on the road that you realize it's flat. This person had to whatever this vehicle was that they were driving on, this path that they were driving on, they had to drive it first to recognize that there was an imbalance. Interesting. Okay, so this is what we can see on the outside of this person. The Nine of Wands. So Sagittarius is also the Archer. The Archer takes its shot. The Moon. Perhaps this person with a little bit of fear that something that they're about to do, this apology that they're about to give, and this cup of love that they're about to give. And because we've got Gemini here, maybe you're going to worry that you're going to call a judgment on them and say, actually, Rip Van Winkle, you missed the boat, which is why we got that song, Light On. Now, I'm just looking at my notes. I also got puppeteer, pulling the strings. Something over here with the energies that are around them, were pulling the strings. Maybe, if you think of Rip Van Winkle, now, as I said, I briefly looked at that story, as in I literally read a paragraph on Google, because I don't like to go too far in, because I like to kind of unpeel the layers myself, and then I get a surprise when after the reading I'll go and read a bit more and I'm like, oh, I said that without even knowing. Somebody was and I just heard that line from that song, kept you in the dark. Somebody's kept the wool over this person's eyes, making them think that all the tires were pumped on the car when really they had a flat one. Okay, let's have a look what's happening under the surface of this person in this situation. What are they feeling in their heart, their soul? Oh, the Five of Cups. Baby, leave the light on for me. The Three of Cups, something that they invested in over here. Looking back on the things I've done, I was trying to be someone. Kept you in the dark. Now let me show you the shape of my heart. The Five of Cups is Mars in Scorpio. Not knowing if you'll be there because they got Rip Van Winkled. They're worried that they were asleep for too long, that they didn't wake up soon enough to the energies around them. Okay, this is a message from the man upstairs, the world on the bottom. So we've got the end, and we know that. Karmic cycle, obstacles are lessons in disguise. 2 10s here. The Judgment card. Saturn is the world. It's the end of a karmic cycle. Let's get a message from the man upstairs about this situation. Something. The Hermit. The Hermit is Chiron, the wounded healer. The Hermit is also Virgo energy, a spiritual awakening that this person has either gone through or needs to go through, and potentially it's coming. The light will come on. The power will go out, which is what happened last night when I put my steamer on. Did I tell that bit of the story? So I plugged my steamer into the wall quite late at night and literally tripped the whole power of the house. Now, it's not the steamer, and it's a power point that was having problems when the whole street went out years ago. Kept you in the dark. This person has had to go into the dark to find the light, to realize that they were meant to try and be someone. They had to become someone to find out its value and realize that they didn't need to be someone. They actually needed to be with someone, and that someone is you. The Hermit. That's a spiritual awakening. Number 9. And in this particular card, you'll see the dragon in the sky is God. He's the one that transforms this relationship into a pair of birds so that they can fly away to their freedom. It's the same card. It's the same dragon. And see these 2 birds here. Okay. The outcome of this situation, if this person is to come forward with an apology for being Rip Van Winkled, or not realizing that they'd been Rip Van Winkled. That's so funny that that comes through. How random is that? Well, it's not random, because I've come to realize that telepathy, prophetic dreams, that information that comes through, for me, comes through in little bits and pieces over a couple of days. And I think it's not connected, but I kind of park it in my mind. And then as I'm peeling back the layers in a reading, it comes out. The possible outcome, if this person comes forward with an apology and an offer of love. Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is the card of the student. Mercury in Virgo. So you find something out. Because they kept you in the dark, you find something out. My guides aren't being very... maybe this is dependent on how this person comes forward. Once you learn about the karmic cycle that this person has been in, you have the decision. And I go back to that Gemini, which is the Lover's card, which is the choice. 10 of Wands on the bottom. Again, the end. 10, 10, 10, Judgment. The end. Saturn in Sagittarius. Saturn, karmic teacher. Okay, what I'm picking up here is that this person has to call judgment on themselves in terms of the fact that they've maybe been asleep. They got Rip Van Winkled. And whether it was somebody doing it to them, because maybe they were a bit naive. Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles. Maybe they were a bit naive, following the crowd. I played my part, but they were aware of their part in it. So they've got to call judgment on themselves in terms of the lessons that they learned in order to come forward to you with that apology and this offer of love. I got the feeling a bit nauseous about it, was what I just heard. Worried that you're not going to accept. But once they make that offer, now the page is somebody who offers something small, a small gesture, but it bridges the gap between you finding out or you learning and potentially understanding what this person's gone through, the spiritual awakening that this person's gone through. Because to get the Judgment card, you have to have gone through a spiritual awakening. So then it's you that then calls judgment on this person. A test within a test. As I said before, both parties have to stand on top of the stairs and hold each other's hand in order for God to turn them into a pair of birds so that they can have the freedom to explore this relationship. How interesting. Okay. What do I want to do here? Let's get some more in this situation. Nine of Pentacles, freedom. The nine of Pentacles is a Venus in Virgo. And I've just opened the deck to the Six of Wands. Victory after a long battle. Venus in Virgo is my Mother Mary card. If you think of the Hail Mary, which is actually what I say when I do prayers before I do the reading. A Hail Mary is a last ditch effort to get a victory. And we've got the Four of Wands on the bottom. A last ditch effort to get a victory in a situation where they've potentially been asleep for the whole game. Okay, anything else on that? Free themselves from the karmic cycle. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. A solid new beginning in terms of this relationship. But if you go backwards, I was trying to be someone. They were trying to build something with somebody else, for themselves. It could be a whole host of things. They've realized that it's not as valuable as what they lost in you, and they're freeing themselves from it. Because they've understood that it actually has no value. Something that was offered to them by the divine as part of a test, the judgment. Okay, Nine of Wands. What we're seeing on the surface of this person in terms of Ace of Wands. Wow. Again, a gift from God, an opportunity to come forward, a new beginning. This is a new beginning, a new beginning, a new beginning. The freedom for a new beginning, a solid new beginning. Pentacles are 3D energy, solid new beginning. Ace of Wands is action, it's fire. a realization that and we've got the Nine of Wands there. Look at him on the card, head down. A realization that maybe this flame is about to go out. Baby, leave the light on. I keep going back to that puppeteer, pulling the strings. Okay, it'll come out if it's meant to. Yeah, Four of Swords. That's healing. Healing after heartbreak. And that's Rip Van Winkle. The original drawing of that card in the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot is a guy in a church, and he's laying on top of like the tomb. He's been through heartbreak, and we did have the Six of Wands trying to come out here. He's been through heartbreak, and he's just resting. But when you pull in that Rip Van Winkle, and this worry on the bottom. Have I waited too long? Have I rested too long? Was I asleep too long? Five of Cups, was I asleep too long? Did I miss my opportunity? This is how they feel in the depths of their soul. Just wanted to come out then. The Sun, you're the light. Ding, ding, the lights come on. You are everything to this person. The Sun, and I just saw in my mind the star, and we've got stars around the outside. The Eight of Cups, which is Saturn in Pisces. Now, I did a bit of research because I have been saying it for a couple of last couple of readings. Saturn, which is your karmic teacher, and Pisces is a spiritual, well, Pisces is, in that instance, a spiritual journey that you're on. The lessons that you learn as part of a spiritual journey that you're on. Saturn has been retrograde in Pisces for about 4 months, I think, and it goes stationary on the 15th of November, which is the supermoon. The supermoon is bright in the sky. Things that are in the dark, things that have happened, I've kept you in the dark, being illuminated. Why is the moon bright? It's actually the sun that shines on the moon that makes it bright. You can't have the moon without the sun. Eight of Cups is a walking away from 8 broken cups. I was trying to be someone. I left you in the dark. Now let me show you the shape of my heart. Hurricane Raphael. Let me heal this. The Four of Swords. Let me heal this. Let me shed light on the situation so that we can possibly heal it. Green is the color of the heart chakra. Heart is healing, leading with love. In that card where the two people are on the bridge, waiting for God's judgment to turn them in to a pair of birds so they can fly away to their freedom, is about them putting love first. Let me show you the shape of my heart. And I want to say on the 15th of November, because I was listening to an astrologer this morning and I kind of was half listening and not listening, but I'm sure she said there's something about the 15th of November and Saturn going stationary. So it's when it flips back from retrograde, which is a looking back, to going stationary, which is on the day of the supermoon. Things being illuminated, this epiphany, this is the lesson that I needed to learn in this situation. I want to say connection of the past to the present to the future. The Hermit, the spiritual awakening. It's a connecting of the dots. Maybe for this person, allowing them to walk away and walk towards you. The Eight of Cups, they're walking away from the 3 broken cups towards the sun. And when I think of, them asking, are you going to give them the green light? They're being given the green light to walk away. What have we got on the bottom? That is the Knight of Cups, which is the moon. in Scorpio. It's a Taurus full moon. Some sort of light code energy coming in, 10 of Cups, some sort of light code energy coming in around that supermoon. And I think, as I said, there's Uranus is in the play as well, which was also in the play back when the new moon was in Taurus at the beginning of the year, when we saw this big aurora borealis, and aurora australis if you're in Australia. Let's have a look at this Hermit. So this is the message from the man upstairs about this situation. Person has either been in hermit mode or there's still some stuff that they need to learn. The Empress. About what they nurtured. I was trying to be someone, still some stuff about what they nurtured and how it's nothing in comparison to you. We've got the Emperor here and the Empress underneath. What I just heard was trying to be the Emperor on a timeline that wasn't meant to be for them. But the lesson here, obstacles are lessons in disguise, was they had to go down that road and then put the car in reverse and make a detour. Now, on my windowsill, I've got the tiniest. It looks like a little elephant beetle. And they are change, a spiritual change. Okay, one more for this Hermit card. Big grey clouds have just come over. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, that's what I said. Whatever they nurtured, going into the depths of their soul to get that understanding that whatever they nurtured, Page of Pentacles, card of the Student, to learn that whatever they nurtured with the Empress here was nothing in comparison to what they should have nurtured with you. And my table's wobbling. Page of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. Okay, final outcome here. Now, when I was talking about this card before, it's actually you that now has to call judgment on this person. Are you going to give them the green light? And I don't know if Spirit wants to give the answer. Seven of Swords, cloaked in secrecy. That's the card of deception. I'm not saying you're deceptive, and I'm not saying this person's deceptive. Potentially a puppeteer around them pulling the strings may have been deceptive. Now, puppeteer around them pulling the strings could have been anyone around them, trying to keep them in a mindset where maybe things were more valuable than relationships. Somebody, it could have been, for example, a workplace where the expectation was that they worked long hours, which meant that they didn't have any time for relationships. It could have been karmic ties within a family where they were held on to by people in their family, which restricted them from working out that the tire was flat. Something around them that's Rip Van Winkled them and held them for so long. And I heard that song and I woke up in love. It's a Kygo song. You pulled me. And actually the other Kygo song is Stargazing. That's been coming through so much. Now, the album cover for those two songs is actually the Aurora Borealis, which is the green light. I woke up and I was in love. Somebody's woken up and they're in love. Prophetic dreams. Okay, Page of Pentacles. I went off on a tangent there. Let's find out an outcome. Just going to see what comes out, because I was going to ask from your perspective and from theirs, but I'm not going to place that restriction. I can't. That's so funny. I'm not going to place that restriction because maybe we're not meant to know. The Seven of Swords. Now, this particular guy, in the original drawing of this card, he's a soldier in battle and he's sneaking away but he leaves two swords standing in the battlefield. And I want to say he does it in the depths of the night. Is this person, I want to ask, is this person coming towards you? Be interesting because I just saw the Queen of Cups in my head. Is this person coming towards you? This last-ditch Hail Mary coming towards you with the notion that if it doesn't work out with you, he's left two swords standing where he was before. If it doesn't work out with you, that he can maybe go back to what he was doing. The problem here is that we've got the Judgment card there, because that's a big from God, because that says that you haven't learnt your lessons. You need to walk away completely. Maybe that's why we've got the Hermit card here in the message from the man upstairs, that there's still a lesson that needs to be learnt. It needs to be a complete detachment. There's still a lesson, the Page of Pentacles, that needs to be learnt. Now, when I said the Queen of Cups is intuition. It's a hedging their bets energy. And I've been doing a lot of research into the connection between, and not because I want to go down the road of biblical readings or anything like that, but I've been getting messages come through, and so that I have some sort of reference to them, I've been doing research into the connection between stories in the Bible and accompanying cards in the tarot. Now, what I just saw was, in my mind's eye, we've got the Three of Swords here, and underneath we've got Judgment. Yeah, they're being judged on how they come towards you. Is it a genuine offer? Are they hedging their bets? The Three of Swords. If it ends in heartbreak, will they go back to what they were working at before? Because if that's the case, I want to say then all the tires on their car will become flat. They end up back in a karmic cycle. Let me put that there because I just want to check. What I saw was, in my mind's eye, or the connection that I made was, and I don't really know the story, so I've just got to quickly look it up. I saw the story of Jacob and Esau. Now, Esau was Jacob's father-in-law. And when Esau was dying, now I'm just going to tell you what I think and then I will confirm it. When Esau was dying and was blind and couldn't see, Jacob went in and was trying to take something from him because Esau was blind. Was trying to be deceptive, was trying to be trickstery. Hang on a second. Okay. Yeah, Jacob the deceiver. And it aligns with the Seven of Swords. I knew that I shouldn't, that's maybe why the Queen of Cups was coming to my mind. The Queen of Cups is intuition. That's my guides telling me that I need to trust my intuition. Jacob the deceiver. Jacob said to his father, I am Esau, your firstborn. I have done as you told me. Please sit up and eat some of my game, so that you may give me your blessing. Genesis 27:19. Now, Esau is obviously not who I thought it was, but Isaac, who is old and blind, intends to bless his eldest son Esau, a tradition granting rights and inheritance. Rebekah, overhearing this and favouring Jacob, orchestrates a deceit. Jacob, disguised as Esau, receives Isaac's blessing by pretending to be his brother. When Esau learns of the betrayal, he is devastated and Jacob must flee to avoid his brother's wrath. This pivotal act of deception shapes much of Jacob's future, teaching profound lessons about truth, consequence, and and complexity of familial bonds. Okay. So there's so many layers to this, because in the beginning I was talking about the Page of Pentacles being you learning about what this person has been through. In this instance, that potentially says to me that you're learning about a deception, a heartbreak, a deception this person has gone through as part of a karmic cycle with, could be a family, parents, friends, brothers. And you're calling judgment on it because, as I said, we had Gemini, which is the Ten of Swords here and the Ten of Swords here. You're getting some light in terms of what this person has gone through, gaining an understanding of it. And potentially your judgment is how you use your intuition going forward as to whether this person is going to be deceptive again. If this has all happened before, if they've headed the wrong way before and then I align myself with them, have they learnt their lesson enough that they're not going to be deceived again? And I'm going to be pulled into it because if you think Rebecca was obviously drawn into that, the potential final outcome. Let's get some more because this is, Five of Wands. Competition, jealousy, envy. In that story, he was trying to get the inheritance of his brother. Puppeteer, pulling the strings. Let's pull these out here. Three of Swords, which is Saturn in Libra. Has this person learnt their karmic lesson? That's what you're asking yourself. Has this person learnt their karmic lesson? Because do I want to align with somebody who hasn't learnt a lesson? Because then you're going to be dragged back into a karmic cycle because it just loops and loops and loops and loops around. Five of Wands there. Saturn in Leo. What's the story of Rip Van Winkle? I'm just thinking of what I read. It was about time still moves forward, whether you're asleep or awake. How interesting. I thought this was going to be a simple reading. Okay, so we do have Judgment there, which is Pluto, revolution. We're talking about cars. Car ain't going to move forward if the tire is flat. Is this person going to keep driving the car with a flat tire? The tire went flat while the tire went fat. The tire went flat while I was asleep, so it's not my problem. Okay, let's get another card. Mercury is the Magician. The Magician is illusion. You're trying to work out if this person's change is a trick. I want one more. That's Mercury. Car references the Chariot, which is Cancer and the Moon. But it came out in reverse. Are they coming towards you because they've genuinely learned a lesson and are out of this unbalanced Emperor energy? Because a balanced Emperor drives the Chariot, but it came out that way. You're trying to work out whether they're balanced. I'm going to put it that way. You're trying to work out whether they're balanced, because if you're going to get a car in a car with this person, you want to know that they're not going to fall asleep at the wheel. Interesting. What have we got on the bottom? The Emperor. Queen of Pentacles. That's you, single, independent, free. Death and rebirth. You're happy not to get in the car until you know. And maybe it's going to take more than an apology and an offer of love. Queen of Pentacles uses her discernment. She's single, independent, free. She's built that wealth on her own. She doesn't need anybody else. And she certainly doesn't want anybody coming in and undermining that stability that she's built. Something that you've built. Wow, okay. Somebody's mowing their grass. Is this person coming in because they're worried that, darling, leave the light on, that somebody's going to mow their grass? Now, that's a term for somebody snatching you up. So they're coming in with potentially a bit of healing to do. The jelly's not quite yet set. Interesting. Frustration. You need this person to be healed. Okay, let's get some messages. What do I want to do? Am I getting messages for... Yeah, I'm going to do that. Because we've got messages for them. Let's get some messages for you in this situation. What do your guides want to tell you about how to navigate this situation with this person? Spiritual connection. They're saying that it's a spiritual connection. That one's come out halfway. Falling in love with your authentic self. Meaning that you need to, Queen of Pentacles, you need to be strong and centered into who you are. And even if this person comes in with an apology and a cup of love, tying up loose ends. Divine timing, it was all part of the plan. Okay, rightio, I get where we're going here. So, a spiritual connection that you have with yourself, falling in love with your authentic self, divine feminine energies, a whole playlist, 22 readings in total, which is 22 is the number of intuition, tapping into your intuition, something that you've been doing potentially on your spiritual journey. I want to say you're fully yoked and ready to go. This person has still got a little bit of work to do and has the potential, they are still tying up loose ends. Divine timing, it was all part of the plan. This particular lesson, so this person is under judgment in terms of, have they learned the lessons that they needed to learn in order to come together with you on this spiritual journey, this spiritual connection that you're meant to be in together. This Two of Cups, which came out before. But your part of the lesson involves your intuition and not falling for the deceptiveness of a bunch of flowers, an apology, and an offer of love. If the underlying of it, intuitively, you're feeling like, can I trust that this person has learnt their lesson? Are they going to fall back into this unbalanced Emperor energy? Because we've got the Emperor here and we've got the Chariot that's on its side. A car with one flat tire still. Elevation. It's how you actually... It's how you elevate this connection. I want to say by not being a pushover and just accepting this person back in. Setting some ground rules or taking your time here. Let's get an angel card for you. That wanted to come out. 14, Mebahel, justice, truth, and freedom. The Eight of Swords, which is Jupiter and Gemini. Gemini, the choice. Now, the Eight of Swords in the Tarot is a card. Let me put that there. The Eight of Swords in the Tarot, 49 on the bottom, eliminates sorrow. Yeah, that's exactly right. The Eight of Swords in the Tarot is a card where there's a person and he's tied up. If you let this person in too fast and they haven't learned this karmic lesson and they fall back into old patterns, then you are tied in with them. Which means all this hard work that you've done, justice, truth, and freedom for yourself, you actually get wrapped up into somebody else's karmic cycle. You get stuck in a car with a flat tire and somebody who doesn't recognize that they were part of it going flat. How interesting. Okay, let's get This is about you using your discernment. This is my Moon Oracle deck. Unleash the serene vibes of the disseminating moon and just take a big relaxing breath. I think what that's saying is, because you've done spiritual work, you don't have to rush in. You don't have to jump straight back in the car. You're allowed the time to use your intuition. Okay, let's have a look at a lesson that this person is in the process of learning. So we've got my Nodes of Destiny deck. As I said, the North Node is in Aries, and it's in Aries until the beginning of January next year. Aries is forward action. The South Node is in Libra, which is what you are releasing. The relationships, the people that you are releasing. The deceptive things in your life for you, or for this person, that they are releasing in order to come forward. But have they truly learned the lesson? Are they going to slip back into old ways, into old patterns? Rip Van Winkle was asleep for the entirety of the American Revolution. Hilarious that that comes out, given all of my references to the Pluto in Capricorn transit, which actually happened during the American Revolution. Okay, are they going to slip back? Oh, there's a wobble. My table's wobbling. Are they going to wobble? Think of a car with a flat tire. Okay, what are they learning? South Node in the second house, which is Taurus. South Node chilling in the second house. Your tough independence is like a superhero cape, but sometimes it's like wearing a cape when you're trying to blend in. Time to loosen up the grip on people and stuff to level up your bond with yourself and the gang. This zone is where our spirit kicks back. It's the stuff we need to ditch to sprout some wings. I think this person charged full steam ahead to a situation which didn't align with them. Your tough independence. I can do it on my own. But it actually got them into trouble. I want to say superhero, I think of Superman. It was almost their kryptonite. But it was part of a lesson that they were meant to learn. North Node of Destiny, to realign them with their destined path. What do I want to ask? What lesson you need to implement in terms of this person coming towards you? Okay. That's Gemini. South Node in the third house, choice. Gemini is the Lover's card, the choice. South Node chilling in the third house. South Node is what you are releasing. Old habits die hard, especially if you've been besties with logic in the past. But hey, it's time to tune into your gut feelings. Who knows, the future in teaching or spreading wisdom could be calling your name. It's like our cozy spiritual hangout, letting go of the old to make room for new adventures. Okay, you have to take a non-logical approach to this person and use your intuition. Tune into your gut feelings. Oh, what did I say? The Queen of Cups here. You've got to use your intuition. This is a test for you in kicking out of your logical mind and using your intuition as to whether this person is fully yoked or not. As to whether, South Node on the bottom, as to whether this person is healed enough to not go back to past lessons, or not healed enough to not have to go back to relearn past lessons. What wants to come out there? South Node in the 12th house. Might have been a maestro at playing the victim, allowing others to walk all over you. But guess what? Forgiveness, my friend, is the magic potion for seizing control of your fate. I think this might be this person. I was asleep and I didn't know what was going on around me. Okay, let's get a song. This is my love songs. Any song that can give us more about this situation. Enchanted. There I was again tonight, forcing laughter, faking smiles. Same old tired, lonely place, walls of insecurity, shifting eyes and vacancy. Vanished when I saw your face. All I can say is it was enchanting to meet you. That is beautiful, because that original song was looking back on the things I had done. I was trying to be someone, forcing laughter, faking smiles. Same old tired, lonely place, walls of insecurity. Wherever they were trying to be, it was all fake. Vanished when I saw your face. All I can say, it was enchanting to meet you. So now they're coming full steam towards you. Potentially thinking that you're going to fix what's broken or help them fix what's broken, but that's part of their spiritual lesson that they've got to go through. Yeah, let's get it on. Marvin Gaye. Strong, lusty energy coming through. I've been trying, baby, trying to hold back this feeling for so long. And if you feel like I feel, baby, then come on, let's get it on. Strong, lusty energy, and you're meant to... Are you going to give the green light to this person? Use your discernment is what I want to say. Let's get some love messages from this person to you. I am so protective of you. Oh, I'm getting big jealousy vibes here. That man next door started cutting the grass, worried that somebody's going to snap you up. So they're coming in a little unbalanced. Divine timing, yeah, but it came out upside down, in reverse. The jelly's not quite set. The cake is not yet cooked. I just want to say, just to be a bit cautious. A dream about you in our future. Now that came out here. Prophetic dreams. Living in the illusion, but not quite able to drive this chariot in the reality. Love begins. And it's not saying here that you can't start something with this person. Did you hear that dog? It was like, oh. It's not saying that you can't start something with this person, but it's a take it slow. Head versus heart. I'm not even going to go there. I've actually got a really filthy mind. I want to talk to you, but fear takes over. What else? Anything else? It's definitely lusty energy and dreams. Past life recognition. You've done this with this person before, is what I want to say. Okay, now let's get you some Scrabble tiles. Your first, middle, last initial, or that of this person, or something else that pertains to this connection. If you've got hearing sensitivity, I'm going to give it a shake. You might want to turn your volume down in 3, 2, 1. Okay, we've got an X, might be an X and an 8. My table is wobbly. A Y and a 4. We've got a Z and a 10, a W and a 4, a B and a 3, a V and a 4, an E and a 1, a H and a 4. HB, somebody might write you a letter. A K and a 5. A J and a 8, a Q and a 10, an I and a 1, an S and a 1, a G and a 2, a C and a 3, and an A and a 1. Okay, what I'd like to do is I'd like to get you, normally I get 3 final cards. Message from your spirit guides in regards to this situation. What do they want to tell you? Do I want to use that deck? Let's use that deck. Any other guidance they can give you in regards to this situation? Something just wanted to pop out then. Swords, which is disappointment. Now that is the moon in Cancer. Cancer is the Chariot. What wants to open up here? Nine of Wands, which is the moon in Sagittarius. It's hidden. It's all hidden. The Knight of Swords, somebody coming charging in. Mars and Aquarius. Yeah. And the Tower, which again is Mars energy. The Page of Swords. Okay, so this Page of Swords here is the Sun in Gemini. We go back to this. We had the Sun in Gemini here and the Sun in Gemini here. It's going back to that original somebody coming in because they have realized at the 11th hour, Rip Van Winkle style, that they missed out, that what they were investing in, whatever they were trying to be or do or be with, wasn't you. It's only brought disappointment. So they're charging in the Knight of Swords to give you some sort of truth. It may or may not shock you. It's almost like I just heard blast from the past. And we did have X there. A blast from the past. You are going to be in Page of Swords. Now, if you have a look at the sword on that card, it's kind of tilted to the side. In the original drawing of that card, in the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, it is a young guy. Pages are naive, not naive. They're just younger energy. He's getting information. Somebody's coming towards him. And he's got his sword up on his shoulder. So it's drawn. It's out of the sheath. It's up on his shoulder. And he's just tentatively analysing the situation. The Page of Swords. Page of Wands underneath. Exploring the situation because somebody's coming forward. Knight of Wands. Too fast. Charging forward too fast. Mars energy, charging forwards too fast. This is about you using your discernment. I'm going to get one more. What's that? The Chariot, somebody charging forwards too fast. Anything else? Knight of Swords, you've got a decision to make. But it's all hidden. Mars in Gemini. Mars charging forwards. Gemini, a decision. That could be this person. Don't be, if this is you, don't be pressured into Mars, pressure. Mars, the Tower. Don't be pressured into making a decision. The Two of Swords is the moon in Libra. You have to remain balanced, even though you don't know. All you've got to do is tap in to your intuition. What's on the bottom? The Hangman. Take the time. Take the time you need to get the information. The Hangman is somebody who tips themselves upside down to get a different perspective. This decision is your decision to make, and you are allowed the time to make it. That's where I'm going to leave it. This is a very, very puppeteer pulling the strings. Don't allow this person to be the puppeteer and pull the strings. You're allowed to make the decision. It's part of a judgment, a final judgment for you in terms of bringing this relationship into alignment. And if you want to take a week, if you want to take 6 months, if you want to take 12 months, that's your decision to make. So that's where I'm going to leave it. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I wish you all the best on this soulmate journey. If you resonated with this reading, give it a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Those songs that I mentioned will be listed in the description box. As I said, check out the music videos or the lyrics. There might be more messages in there for you. If you are called to any of my tarot or oracle decks, the links to those can be found in the description box. Thanks again, and I will see you again in another reading.